Okay, today we're here to go over stained glass stepping stone and the products we use to create that, and also the processes. So the first process we're going to do is we're going to come up with some type of a subject matter. In this case, I'm actually doing a stone for the demonstration, so I came up with a subject matter of course, ducks, because that's the type of things I like and I like to do. So I went to the computer, which are located in the back of the room. I Google searched a duck logo, came up with a duck logo, printed it off, okay? And then I went and got a piece of white paper, which is also located here in the room, which you can ask me for. Nice big piece of paper. I took the form, okay? And these forms come in various sizes and shapes. In this case, we're doing a round one. I took the form, I laid it on top of the paper, and I traced it down. Now, you can take as many pieces of papers as you need, as many tracings as you need, in order to come up with your drawing so that it suits your needs. Okay? So I traced that down. I did not trace my drawing. I just followed this pattern, and I drew it by hand inside of the oval tracing around the pattern, or excuse me, around the pattern for the stone. Okay, and I made sure that the outside wing areas here, okay, were within about a ½ inch of the edge of the circle I drew, because you actually have a lip here on your pattern, and you don't want your stained glass to go past that. Okay, so I drew that out, detailed it out. I came up with areas where a rounded circular area like this is not really actually possible to cut with a glass cutter and remove the glass. So you actually have to make separate pieces of glass here in order to make this round pattern here on the edges work. Okay, so 90-degree patterns, round patterns. You have to come up with a different design for the glass to work. And in most cases, you want to make sure that it's a straight line instead of arched line. Okay, straight lines, or glass breaks in straight lines, so naturally it makes sense to make the pieces straight. All right, so I come up with all those different pieces. I then took my drawing. I used color, in this case, just colored pencils. Okay, and I colored penciled it in for the color of glass I want on each piece. All right. And then the next step I did is I went through and I numbered every single little part. In this case, I think there's like 80 pieces or something like that. Okay? Then I acquired a piece of tack paper, and it is a white tack paper. Okay? You take this and you tape it down over top of your drawing, and then you guys can follow me here. You come over here to the tracing table. And this is one case where we can actually trace. Okay, you flip the tracing table on. You lay your piece of tack paper over, and you trace the parts out. Alright? Once that process is done, then I go through and I number all the parts, the same exact numbers as on my drawing. Okay? That way when I go to cut the pieces of glass out, then I can lay them on top of here. I know which pattern it was in. The little pieces of glass don't confuse me at that point. Simple enough? Okay. Now, at the point I'm at here, is I have a little piece of the newsprint paper that I took and folded in half, and I stapled the edges, fold the edges over, stapled them, and I made myself a little envelope. This is to keep all the little pieces of tack paper inside of, so I don't lose them. Okay? Then I'm going to take a scissors, and I'm going to cut all these little pieces out of my tack paper. Alright, so you can zoom in here. At this point, I'm just going to show you here, cutting a couple of pieces out. I'll actually start here down at the tail end. Alright. And I'll cut this one piece out. And you see how small the pieces can get, so you want to make sure that you have your little envelope. Okay, so there's my little piece I cut out. And you see it's numbered. And I have my little envelope. And I take all those little cuttings and I just put it in there. Now, if I forget what color this is, I can go right to my pattern and I look up number 67, which is what this number is. Okay, I know it takes a gray piece of glass, so I'm going to find a gray piece of glass in order to cut this out of. Okay. Next step we'll come back to is getting the glass that'll work for us. We'll stick this little piece of paper on it and we'll do some glass cutting.